Dear students of class 9th geography, I wish that all of you are well by the grace of God. I am going to discuss the geography chapter 1, the earth as a planet. In your course, the geography book prescribed is ICSE geography for class 9th and the publisher is Goyal Brothers. The whole chapter can be divided under 4 following heads. Number 1, the definition of planet. The word planet means wanderer in Greek language. Planet is a heavenly body which revolves around the sun. Now, the question is, how many planets are there and how did they emerge in our universe? So far, there are 8 planets in our universe. They are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Earlier, there were 9 planets. After Neptune, there was Pluto, but Pluto did not meet all the characteristics of a planet. So, it was excluded from the list of planets. It is now kept under dwarf planet by astronauts. These planets increase in their size up to Jupiter, and after that they decrease in their size. There are many theories which are given for their birth. In that, there is very popular theory of Big Bang theory. There was an explosion in the sun in which a piece was broken with a huge sound, and this piece started to revolve around the sun and assumed the shape of a gilli. Gilli, you might have played gilli danda in your childhood. Have you seen gilli? Gilli, this you can see on the explanation that I have made a diagram to show you that these planets increase up to Jupiter and after that they decrease in their size. The Earth is the third largest planet in the universe. Mars is called its twin, and the Jupiter is the largest planet, and the Saturn, which is called Shanichar in Hindi, but it is the most beautiful planet. The second important point is the shape of the earth. The shape of the earth, you may be thinking that it is flat, but it is not flat but circular in shape, not completely circular but like an orange which is flattened at the poles and bulged at the equator. By the diagram, you can see at the equator it is bulged, and on the north pole and south pole it is little flattened. The earth is oblate spheroid or geoid. This is the correct term. This is the correct term to explain the shape of the earth. Equatorial diameter is little more than polar diameter. Its two extreme ends are known as North Pole and South Pole. The North Pole and South Pole, they are at the inclined axis. They are kept at the extreme ends. The north side it is called North Pole and the south side it is called South Pole. At the center there is equator. This equator divides the earth into 2 equal halves, that is North Pole and South Pole, or you can say Northern Hemisphere and Southern Hemisphere. The third important point is that this is only the planet which has life due to following reasons. it has land, lithosphere, water, hydrosphere, and air, atmosphere. Other planets in the universe do not have proper atmosphere and hydrosphere. Due to availability of water, the Earth is called blue planet. 2/3 of Earth's surface is covered with water. Wherever these three reams come into contact, that layer is called biosphere, where the life exists. With the help of a diagram, I have tried to show you that wherever these three layers, that is lithosphere, atmosphere and hydrosphere, they come into the contact with each other, that layer is called biosphere, where the life exists. Second important characteristic to sustain the life on the planet Earth is that the Earth is situated at an optimum distance from the Sun. So it has appropriate temperature to sustain the life. There are many planets. You can see in the order, Mercury is very close to the Sun. That is why it is very hot. So the life cannot be sustained there. And the last planet, that the Neptune, is situated far away from the Sun. So there is very low temperature. This is the Earth only which is situated at an optimum distance from the Sun. That is why it has proper temperature. Neither it is too hot nor it is too cold. That is why the life sustains on the Earth. Secondly, one more thing I want to tell you, that at the equator the Earth is very hot, and in the North Pole and the South Pole the Earth is very cold. So it depends on the temperature, that the North Pole and South Pole has very low density of population, whereas at the center, due to the appropriate temperature, the maximum population lives at the center of the Earth. It is because of the winds and currents. This heat balance is maintained at the Earth. The winds transfer the heat from the equator to the poles, and the cold is transferred towards the equator. In this way, a heat balance is maintained at the surface of the Earth with the help of currents and winds. In the next chapters, there are chapters dealing with winds and currents. In those chapters, I will make this point more clear. Now we come at the fourth important aspect of the chapter. Fourth important point in the chapter is that what are the proofs that it is round in shape but not flat in shape. For that we have following proofs which I shall explain you for your easiness. Number one, we have sunrise and sunset. Try to understand. I explain you in detail that on a flat surface, we will have the sunrise and sunset at the same point, whereas on a circular shape we will have the different sunrise and different sunsets. This you can see that we have in the east the sunrise is earlier, and in the west sunrise is later. That is why in the east of India, the Japan is called the land of rising sun. Japan is situated in the east of the in the east. You can see on the world map, Japan is situated in the east and America is situated toward the west. That is why, because of the circular shape of the earth, we have different sunrise and sunsets. This you have understood. Number 2, we have all heavenly bodies are round in shape. You can see the sun, moon. This physically you can see. They are round in shape, not flat in shape. So we can say that it is that the earth also is round in shape, because earth cannot be the exception. All the other heavenly bodies are round in shape. It cannot be that earth is flat in shape. The third reason we have nowadays the aerial photographs. The different satellites are sent into the orbit of the earth. They send the photo of our earth. Those photos also suggest that earth is round in shape, not in flat. Fourth reason is lunar eclipse and solar eclipse. This you have seen at many times, that when we have lunar eclipse, Chandra Grahan and Surya Grahan, when we have the lunar eclipse and solar eclipse, we see the curvature nature. We see the curvature nature, not the flat surface. When we see the lunar eclipse and solar eclipse in the photos, we see the curvature nature of the moon comes under the dark. That is known as the lunar eclipse. So during the time of solar eclipse also, you might have seen the curvature nature of the sun comes under the dark. It also suggests that earth is round in shape, not flat in shape. The fifth reason is called Bradford's experiment. He was a scientist. What he did to prove that the earth is round in shape, not flat in shape. He erected 3 poles at certain distance in a canal, and when he watched these 3 poles from a distance, he found that the third pole, the central pole is little upper than the other 2 poles. It is possible only on a curvature nature. On a curvature nature, if you erect 3 poles, you will find the center pole will be little higher than the other 2 poles. This is called the Bradford's experiment. It also suggested that the earth is flat in shape, not in the earth is round in shape, but not flat in shape. The sixth reason I tell you, if you stand on a seashore, and if you watch a coming ship, you will find, first of all, its hull is watched, the chimneys are watched first. The whole ship is not seen at a first glance. When the ship approaches to us, we are able to see the complete ship. It is also possible on a curvature nature of the earth, not on a flat surface on the earth. These all proofs suggest that earth is round in shape, but not flat in shape. So these all proofs are explained for your understanding. If you have any doubt regarding these points, you can ask me, you can contact to me with this. If you study this chapter, you will be able to understand the chapter well. Take the help of this video and then try to understand the chapter. Thank you. May God bless you. Remain healthy and sound. Thanks.